Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello.
That one.
I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey, happy 9/11, everybody. It's the Brink of Sanity's 150th episode.
Hello.
And Peter is back.
I am back. I have not been here. Actually, I was thinking before I got here. The last time I was on the show, I didn't have a smartphone.
Wow. I think the last time you were on the show, I did not have a smartphone either.
I didn't have a smartphone because I remember I just looked down to my iPhone a second ago and I went, I didn't have an iPhone last time or a smartphone at all.
We are slowly catching up with technology as you've been on hiatus.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it's been a while.
I got DVR as well, which I don't know why I went so long without it.
DVR, no, I've had that, but
It's awesome.
smartphone, yes, please.
Yeah. So what have you been up to the last few months? It's a very open-ended question. With,
Yeah, nothing that interesting, actually. Nothing really new, nothing exciting. Probably no big news to report, so I think as the show goes on, I'll just vent various shit that has been up, I suppose. But no big news to report.
All right. So, we're going to do the top 10 comedies of the 80s tonight. And we got a couple news stories, and I don't think we need to get all sappy and talk about where we were 10 years ago. And,
No, I don't. It's not at all.
I think the media and the internet have been doing a good enough job.
I actually did hear someone say never forget. Which
Oh,
is,
yeah.
I mean, you take a national tragedy and you turn it into a catchphase. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, you know.
Are you wearing your shirt, too?
Right. I mean, obviously national tragedy, but let's not minimize it to a catchphrase.
Yeah, or make it into like a TV special or something. Football started this week.
Yeah, actually, I think the Jets and Patriots are playing now, aren't they? Or soon?
No, I know the Patriots are playing tomorrow, so if they're playing the Jets...
Oh, the Jets... Oh, yeah, the Jets are playing now, but not the Patriots then. I think they're on in a little bit.
When did Kid Rock turn into John Mellencamp?
I don't even know.
When did John Mellencamp turn into John Mellencamp? It's all just like hillbilly, like every song is about freedom and how much I love America, and...
Well, didn't he remake Sweet Home Alabama? Or what was that song?
Yeah, well, he mixed that in with his...
Why does he have a midget? Well, who's that dude with him? Who is that, and why is he? He has a midget that sings.
It was a
with
rapping
him.
midget who died, and...
Oh, he died? I didn't know he died.
Yeah, now he doesn't make his...
Why was he with him before he died?
He was a rapping midget.
Was it gimmicky, or was he talented?
He was all right. He was at Woodstock, so I actually saw him live.
Oh.
That was like when he first started, before he got all patriotic and I Love America. That's when he was just like a white rapper. And, he was in with all that rapcore stuff with Limp Bizkit and Korn and all that crap.
Yeah. Actually, I heard that Cyndi Lauper fucked something up at the U.S. Open. Did you hear that?
Yeah, she messed up the lyrics.
What was it? I just heard a headline. What did she...
She messed up the lyrics to the national anthem, which
fine.
Christina Aguilera did recently, too. You should probably... If you have like a 90-second song to sing, you should probably get it down before you go in front of 50,000 people.
Yeah, and it's... I don't know what she's paid, but it's not that long of a song, and everybody should know it by heart. I just saw the headline, so I thought that she accidentally said cunt or something, or terrorist. Like, they made it like the biggest deal in the world,
And the
but she just...
rocket's red cunt. Oops.
The bombs bursting into Osama bin Laden's head. No. But then she just mixed up a song. I thought that she actually said something terrible, but...
No.
People are so... This time of year, people are so panicky. Everyone... We were actually talking about this earlier. Like, people are just... That the whole Bush administration made people panicky patriotic.
Yeah.
That's kind of a way now, which is kind of good. But I remember that whole sort... And you got caught up in it for maybe a day. You know, you like the patriotism, but then all of a sudden... everything went in all these different directions, and if you didn't step up and show your patriotism immediately, you were a Nazi or something.
That was the smartest thing he ever did. If you question anything I do, you hate America. You're not a true American if you question any movement I've made in the last. Because 9/11 happened, and now you're just anti-American if you question it.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting time because a lot of people, I mean, you could see how he fooled a lot of people with it and, just sort of, this is what we're doing now. And that was a rough time. And now that politics are kind of, I don't really get too involved until right around now.
It's a good thing everything's calmed down and, everything's going smoothly now.
Yeah, upwards of a year before, right? A year before election time, I start to get involved again because and then I get pissed. I don't know.
It is aggravating. There's a lot of
bullshit. There's a lot of
psychos running for president now, and I think one of them might actually win.
What is the Republican chick? What is her name?
Yeah, I forget her name.
Mary she can have gas down to $2 a gallon within 2 weeks. She's going to have the economy turned around in 15 days.
Right, but we'll have all gay people locked in prison camps.
Right. Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, she basically came on, and basically it's all talking points and headlines right now. So basically it's just everybody's trying to outdo each other with catchphrases and, I will have gas down to $2 a gallon within the first 45 seconds of my presidency. Oh, I like that gas price. People just jump on board because the idea is everyone's fucking stupid. So how many people can we hook with this line?
Yeah.
Done.
$1 trillion debt. Try $400 debt within 72 seconds of me getting in office.
Right, and everybody will be given $100,000 immediately.
You'll all be...
I like that. I like $100,000.
My presidency will be like an episode of Oprah, a new car for everyone.
Right. Just look under your couch the day that I'm elected. It's why people believe it. I mean, basically, it's a numbers game. How many people can you fool with the bullshit?
Well, didn't Bush win with that? He said he was going to have a check for $148 for every American, and we got the check.
I actually got that. Yeah, it was. I got $92. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, well, it's how about not fuck up for the next 7 years?
Yeah, how about you know what? Take that $92 and put it towards having things not suck.
Yeah, exactly. But people are like, $92, you got my vote.
Oh my God, it's a highlight of my decade.
I could buy a new DVD player with that. Yeehaw. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're in for very good times. What do we got? 2 years before new president?
No, 2012, right?
2012. Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's getting to be go time.
Obama's been president that long already?
Yeah, it's yeah, because it goes in the 08.
No, it can't be 2012.
2008. It's 2012, right?
No, it can't be.
I think it is.
No, they're not even. We don't even know who's running yet. They have the elections in November, and the new president takes office in January. So the elections wouldn't be in 2 months. The Democrats have to have their own battle for at least 11 months. So, yeah, I don't know. It's got to be... I think you're 2 years off.
No, I'm not 2 years off. Obama was elected in 3 years ago.
We are very informative on the show.
Yeah.
I
yeah, this is terrible.
All right, we just invalidated everything we said for the beginning of the show. They're like, these idiots don't even know when the president's the president. It's an even year, I know that.
All right, so maybe we're off politics now.
Yeah, we're going to move on to something a little lighter. How about Chaz Bono on the Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, is he on that now?
Yes.
I guess you honor that.
People are going nuts.
That's him.
No, that's not him. I have a clip. He's now shorter and skinnier.
That's like Anderson Cooper
by the choice of Chaz Bono for Dancing with the Stars. His supporters are excited about the spotlight this has brought on those who change genders, but an online campaign to boycott dancing say it's just wrong to showcase the issue. We're here live from Chaz himself in just a moment, but first, a look back at the debate so far.
So apparently you can only grow hair under your neck if you get a sex change.
That was I don't think I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
Bono. Wow. The buzz over Chaz Bono's choice as dancing's first transgender competitor
Yeah,
quickly
well, she
faded,
kinda looked like a dude
overshadowed by outraged outcry online from the American Family Association.
Oh, the American Family Association.
The American Family Association is basically a hate group.
Right.
Just like the Association for Marriage, but they like hate all gay people. It's another nice wholesome name, but that's about it.
We will not be able to watch the show with Chaz on there.
What a surprise is a Southern accent. I thought, what a sophisticated lady. What a smart, sophisticated woman.
We are only going to be able to watch NASCAR.
It's going to be very confusing for children, and it should not be included in their cast.
With his dancing partner, Lacey Schwimmer.
Oh, good, right. It would be a chick.
Why is that so confusing? You don't tell them, like, it's right now, you just say it's a dude dancing. If your kid's that young and can't comprehend it,
right.
End of story.
I don't think your 7-year-old is going to ask about the anatomy of his or her penis.
It's not like NBC is going to be like the former female who is now a male, Chaz Bono,
Mommy, whoa, is it a penis or a vagina? How does that work?
They're not going to show like his junk and I don't get why people are so upset.
Aside, Chaz addressed the furor.
It's made me realize I'm really glad I'm doing this because America really needs to see this.
Chaz's mother, Cher, who gave birth to then Chastity Bono 42 years ago, defended her son on Twitter to her thousands of followers. I support him no matter what he chooses to do, Cher tweeted, adding later,
to do. The number 2.
Yeah. You don't have that extra second to spell out T-O?
Yeah, I can't be typing 2 letters.
Can't be that busy, Cher.
Also, I'm kind of annoyed that Twitter is now news.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I've never done anything.
But every news story, it's like, Chad Okocinco put on Twitter.
That's right, actually.
Going to the supermarket, LOL. And it's like, okay, that's our news now, I guess, what people put on Twitter. That's great. Let's see.
Bet vast majority of people will love Chaz on DWTS. And Dancing with the Stars executive producer Conrad Green is asking viewers to bring an open mind.
We think Chaz is a great guy with a really interesting story. And one of the great strengths of our show is your ability to have preconceived ideas about people, but when you actually see them on the show, you might well end up with different opinions of them.
And Chaz Bono joins us live right now from...
I don't want to hear the whole interview with Chaz Bono. You're actually watching a dancing show. Remember that.
It's not gospel. I mean, it's not news.
Right. These people get so worked up, especially with American Idol. I can't believe that girl got voted off. It's such a travesty. It's like nobody from American Idol's ever done anything
other than make more terrible songs.
They make one pop album and then they're singing at halftime at an NBA game, and they might eventually make it to Broadway for a second-rate show as a supporting character for 3 months. Off Broadway. Yeah, they usually do off Broadway down the line a year later for 6 months. Yeah, it's not like these people are actually making real big stars on these shows. So anyway, it's a dancing show. They're going to be dancing. They're not going to be talking about the guy's pubes. And it kind of worked because I sort of want to watch it now. I don't still. I've never seen it. It's just dancing, and it's still just going to be dancing. And unless they have some, I don't know, what would look funny dancing? Somebody with one leg? Actually, if you were to pick the Dancing with the Stars lineup, I would probably have maybe a 1-year-old. Yeah. A 97-year-old. Somebody with severe Down syndrome. Someone in a wheelchair. Somebody with epilepsy. Somebody with epilepsy. Somebody with... and then David Schwimmer. Just throw a sort of a semi-celebrity into the mix. And then somebody with something very contagious and very severe. Right, somebody with balls out psoriasis. Just leprosy. A burn victim. Somebody terrible to look at. Someone severe burn victim. 90% of their body is burnt. Dancing with the Survivors. Yes, that is a show. I think they should do that with the real world. They have sort of... The edgiest person is gay. Gives a fuck. They have 9 24-year-old
attractive human beings who are all, you have the safe black one, the edgy lesbian, they're all the same thing. They all go to college. I think they should have, the real word should be a homeless person off the street. Someone balls out, Brooklyn or Manhattan or whatever the worst. I don't know. They're everywhere, but balls out New York homeless. Somebody who throws shit at you. Put them in the mix.
I haven't seen that show in 10 years. I saw a preview the other day. When did that show change to just 10 models?
Right. It's the real world. They're bodies. All. I want different ages. I want a 7-year-old. I want a 56-year-old divorcee, Vietnam veteran. Mm-hmm. I want someone mentally handicapped. I want a homeless guy. I insist on that.
Yeah.
I absolutely am steadfast that they should have a balls out, batshit insane homeless person.
And they don't clean them up before the show.
No, smells not
shit,
at all.
And the entire house just stinks.
Right.
The first episode could be them all just with hoses and brushes, hosing them down.
Some really fucking weird angry Russian.
Yeah. Nobody understands a word he says, right, but he just drinks vodka and yells at everybody.
Right. Right. He's 63.
And 37 Slumdog Millionaire kids.
Right.
Just a bunch of little Indian kids running around.
Right, just begging. Just pluck 15, 11-year-old homeless kids from India right off the street, put them right in the house.
Every time somebody puts something down, they just steal it and run off.
Right, patent pending. This is good.
The show needs to happen.
Wow, honestly, it's a missed opportunity. Basically, it'd be better if they just pulled, the voting cards and pulled 6 random human beings from America. Mm-hmm. Everyone's I'm this, and this, I'm that, and I'm going to really rip the house up. And people say I have an attitude. If you have
to tell people you have an attitude, then you have fake attitude.
Ugh.
Anyway, I think that's an awesome show, and we should get it done.
Actually, I think that one of the first times I came on the show, I was talking about Homeless Survivor.
Yeah.
Where you just sort of put 6 homeless people in a house, and then the person who stays to the end wins the house. But they're balls out insane, sort of Reaganomics on the street, 60-year-old people who just can't function anything. So their task is send an email.
Yeah. Don't shit yourself.
Tweet something. Apply for a loan. Just common everyday tasks.
Toast bread.
Right. Don't burn it. Just toast it.
Well, we did our top 5 reality show ideas one episode, and I had a similar one where we had 6 spoiled bitches, and you just throw them in the middle of Compton and see how long they could actually survive. So it's the real Survivor.
Right, actually, not just sort of, my cell phone doesn't get reception here. Actually survive.
Right, no cash, no credit cards, and see what happens.
We're actually getting close to that because reality shows are they started off sort of edgy with the whole everybody eat a cow's brain and jump off this building. But now they're going the opposite direction. They're just...
Yeah, they're tamer and tamer.
They're tamer and tamer, and they're just, we're 6, spoiled brats living here, and, don't get in my way. And it's just, it's all right, enough. The Real Housewives of every... it's basically you're watching these people go to the dentist.
Yeah, literally.
They go to the dentist.
I don't watch the Jersey Shore. I turned on an episode, and they were sitting at a table eating dinner.
Yeah.
And I turned it off. I was like, that's the episode. They're eating dinner. I don't need to waste time on that.
Reality shows, they're getting very sort of just tame. And everybody has to have that. There's a new one out called, I think, I haven't seen it, but Most Eligible Dallas, Texas People. Basically, 6 people who live in Dallas, and they're eligible bachelor and bachelorettes, and the 6 of them.
Well, that sounds interesting.
Right, Dallas, come on. Why don't you just... It's sort of these are 5 somewhat intelligent kids in my child's 8th grade class.
Yeah, it's very specific.
Who cares? Who gives a fuck about Dallas? You know what? That's the best you can do?
I forget what country it was. You know that show Big Brother? Mm-hmm. They had Big Brother in, it was a European country. I think it was Belgium. And the entire cast just had a big orgy.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Done.
We don't get that.
No, we get, someone didn't do the dishes.
I want you out of the house.
I don't like that you didn't do the dishes.
Yeah.
It's all 22. That's why they have to mix up the ages. They're all 22. 22-year-olds are essentially, for the most part, boring because they haven't had to deal with things that are sort of things that fuck you up. Mm-hmm. Like, get it? I want a veteran in there, like somebody who's dealt with shit, something with a little more like real-world experience to kind of make the show something else. Now it's just... everyone's entitled at 22. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I get it. I get it. Your self-confidence. Yeah. You have attitude. Good for you.
Amy Winehouse's parents stated that she hasn't taken drugs in 3 years.
Oh, yeah, that'll fly. Didn't she die of an overdose? Are they considering that?
She says, I think I got audio on this one. She says that... it was just alcohol.
Oh. Attention, all girls that are having a bad day, please report to the Kardashian department.
Kardashians.
Thank you, Kardashian everything. Commercial that I cannot pause or turn the sound off of.
They're a shitstorm, those three. Like, is there any...
X-ray. Now,
God, here they are.
Have you all,
I can't even
had
listen
your
to them.
butts X-rayed?
I had my boobs X-rayed because I have implants, and I wanted to see the difference of what a real... butt looks like versus
like what an implant would look like in an
X-ray.
That's worth the doctor's time.
Okay, so thank you for wasting doctor's times, and I just X'd off the article. Yeah.
The Kardashians. I don't think there's a bigger example of a group of people with no discernible talent who have absolutely conquered America. They are sort of... They've won.
Judges, yeah.
They've won. Can they do anything that I know of? No, but they've won.
So what? One of them made a porno. The other one married an alcoholic and got beat up or something. And the other one is just gross. I
mean, you Top Chef, they're chefs. I will watch them because they have a discernible talent. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Kardashians, they get on there. They are grievously irritating. They don't offer anything. They're not funny. I mean, they're not like... You have someone like... I don't know, anyone really. They offer comedy. You offer something. You know what? You're sadistic. That's interesting. You're stupid. That's... I don't know. There's nothing that they offer.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's the same thing with Paris Hilton. Just...
But she's just basically born into it. And then she does things like she was in House of Wax, and she'll do a porno, and then she'll show up and do bad movies. She's not given the credit.
You reversed the order of those. She did the porno, and then she got into that awesome House of Wax movie.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So, what do you say we take a quick break and then do our top 10 comedies of the 80s?
Yes.
All right. We'll be right back.
I need a garage door opener for my balls.
What the fuck?
I don't like the smell that usually forms down there if I go for a couple days without washing.
I'm proud of you.
It smells like onions wrapped in asshole. What the fuck are we talking about?
Hey, Dad, remember that one time I got that cock stuck in my ass?
He just went over legs and arms. In a truck not too hard to locate, featuring painted images of a peeled banana, the exposed part shaped like a condom, and a shirtless man saying, "I protect myself." To you.
What kind of fucking question is this? I'm the host of the show, and I get put down on every episode.
I love you, Tim.
John is a man of God.
Shed his precious blood.
Shed his precious blood.
And died.
And died.
Oh, my sin. And now the three guys that taught your mom that thing you like. It's Minor Detail.
MinorDetailPodcast.com.
let's cut to the chase. I'm DJ, and I do a little something called the Green Light Show. Now, I want you to be a fan of the show, so I'm making you listen to this sample. And these girls, they think, oh, as long as I show off my tits, I'm fat. I'll wear this skin-tight shirt and show off all my tits.
Yeah, I see
That'll look real good.
I see that a lot, actually, and it's rather disgusting.
And I've heard these girls, they'll say stuff like, well, you're looking.
Yeah, because I want to throw up.
Yeah, just because I'm looking at your enormous exposed tits, that doesn't mean I like them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like driving by a car wreck, if I were to see a 6-year-old boy's head smashed and run over by an SUV, just because I can't look away, that doesn't mean I like the way it looks. I went to go see Toy Story 3.
My bad.
I don't mean to spoil the movie for anybody, but Andy dies.
Does he get AIDS?
Andy gets AIDS in Toy Story 3 from a gay orgy. He got drunk. He went up to
at college.
The plot of this is, it shows Andy leaving his parents in the beginning, his mom's house.
Yeah, his single mom.
Where the fuck is Andy's dad?
His mom's a single mom.
So the opening scene is just Andy going, your mom, fuck off. And Andy drives off to his college.
Smoking weed.
Andy gets to college, and the first thing, he opens the door to his new apartment. And his roommates, who he's never met, are in there. They go, hey, Andy, rub this on your tongue. Andy starts fucking all these dudes. It's a big, giant orgy.
Wow.
It's like gays and lesbos and normals, and they're all just intertwined fucking.
That's weird.
And then Woody shows up, but it's not Woody. It's Andy's dick with a cowboy hat on it. And he goes, check out my Woody! If you like what you hear, head on over to greenlightshow.com. You can find out everything about the show right from the homepage. greenlightshow.com. See you there.
It's whiskey time. We're back.
We're back,
and we are doing our top 10 comedies of the 80s.
Yeah, I haven't thought about this yet, but I'm just going to sort of throw it out there.
Ah, good. Good we have preparation on this show.
Todd, you want to start? I will. Why don't we count? Well, do you have an order, or are you just going to spit them out?
Yeah, I have an order. It's a loose order.
I haven't even thought about it. You know what? You list one, and then I'll follow and try to throw one in.
Okay.
Comedies of the 80s.
Do you need like a minute?
No, I think I'm just going to roll with it. I think that, see, what's happening in my head right now is me with the 80s. I've been rewatching shit from the 80s.
Okay.
And things aren't holding up.
A lot of the stuff does not hold up, yes.
I would say my number one comedy of the 80s, which I'll list in a bit, I watched 6 months ago, and it was balls out terrible.
Yeah.
It was unwatchable.
Like yeah. So I'm trying to do ones that still hold up.
Yeah. I might be a little loose on the term comedy, because there's a lot of skin flicks in the 80s that were not funny, but they sort of, after my childhood, they were sort of...
I have a few that are very good movies. They're not, as far as laughs per minute, they're not that funny, but they're just really good movies that count as comedies. So I do have a few of those, too.
All right, there's a few starting to come into my head. All right,
my number 10 is The Breakfast Club. Had some memorable scenes.
Yep.
Enough laughs. Got a little sappy at the end, but I think it had enough memorable moments that you can put that in there.
Okay, that would certainly be in mine as well. I think my number 10 is going to come in as Police Academy.
Police Academy. Okay.
Yeah.
That was...
keep this on. This is helpful.
The first one was 80s?
Yep.
Okay.
I actually had one of my best friends...
You can scroll.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at this. One of my best friends, for whatever reason, decided on a whim. I said, blah, 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 Police Academy. He goes, what? Well, Police Academy. It's like I never heard of it. It was like 7 years ago.
The guy who made the sound effects just died.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he was great at sound effects.
Yeah, and
he was fantastic at doing sound effects.
Yeah.
What a talented guy at sound effects. Wow, yeah.
There's only so many roles you can put that guy in.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about typecast. Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
So anyhow, he convinced me. He was, I've never heard of Police Academy. This was like 2007.
Really?
Like, what do you mean? I don't. What is Police Academy?
I think by like 7 years old, I'd seen like 4 of those.
Well, it spawned 9 sequels. There was a Police Academy out every other year. You missed all of it, and you convinced me for about 4 years that he's never heard of him. Finally, one night, drunk at a bar, I was like, of course I know what Police Academy is. I was like, well, how fucking random that you decided not to...
That's a random thing to, like, just deny. It's like,
I just found my number. I just found one of my top 3 right there.
Okay.
This is actually helpful. This is helping quite a bit.
My number 9 is Christmas Vacation.
Okay, I'm just gonna. I don't really have an order. I'm just gonna sort of throw them out.
Okay.
And revise as need be.
I think Christmas Vacation was the best of the vacation series.
I don't know if I saw that one.
You never saw National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
I don't think so.
Wow. Okay, well, there's one to add to your Netflix queue.
Okay. I'm gonna say. Let's see here. That's a good one. That's a good one. Howard, I'm reading Howard the Duck.
I'm glad you put a lot of thought into this list.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, that's going to be top 5. That's top 5. Well, what if I said Big Business? What would you do?
I would say, what is that movie and who is in it?
It's Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler.
Oh, I'm going to say you're probably lying because that's probably not in your top 10.
Fucking terrible. All right. A Fish Called Wanda, I'm going to go with. I remember liking that movie quite a bit. Ken's Pets is a really funny line. The guy who stuttered. Jamie Lee Curtis, still hot. Good.
We have a vote for 16 Candles.
Yep. That's good.
That's good. That just missed my cut. That wasn't it the same director that made all those Breakfast Club, 16 Candles?
John Hughes. He died about 5 years ago.
Yes. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew how to nail sort of teen angst. Molly Ringwald killed it for what she did. Mm-hmm. They didn't know what to do with her after the age of 22, but, she wound up in various films.
My number 8 is Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Love me some Teen Wolf.
Yep. Okay.
The cartoon was good, too. I don't know if you saw the 80s.
I never saw the
Saturday morning cartoon. It was good. Yeah, it had Boof and all the characters. It was good.
My number 8, and it's a stretch to call it a comedy, but this is probably another podcast altogether, Tim Burton, who is outstanding and not at the same time. I think his art director is more talented than he is, but my favorite Tim Burton movie is Beetlejuice, and that came out in 1988.
That is my number 2.
Really?
I love Beetlejuice.
Okay, here.
It's very rewatchable.
It's good.
It's classic. And it's exactly why I have a problem with the Beetlejuice reboot.
What is that?
They're either redoing or making a sequel to Beetlejuice.
Come on.
And I am 100% against both of these things happening. You know what they're going to do? If they remake it, they're just going to replace all the really cool special effects in the movie
CGI bullshit.
With CGI, and it's going to look terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the old special effects where they actually used real things, latex.
Jaws versus Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Enough said.
I think animatronics, I think it looks a lot better.
My favorite part of Beetlejuice, the part that was just so fucking good, and now and then I'll YouTube just to watch it, is I forget the actors. They're 2 character actors, but they come over. She was...
Winona Ryder?
No. They're sort of character actors. They're sort of...
Otho.
No, even more obscure. I don't watch soap operas, but I sort of know IMDb, like what actors and actresses are in or not. One of the actresses was a soap opera actress, and the guy was sort of an 80s actor who did whatnot, but they came over to see some ghosts, and they showed up at the dinner party.
Oh, yeah.
And then they kind of like were watching the ghosts, and they came down, and they ended up on this thing, and sort of like the arms rolled out and became hammers and shot them through the ceiling.
Yep, and the shrimp cocktail was fingers and grabbed their faces. Yeah.
No, actually, that was later.
Okay.
Yeah, this was... They kind of ran out, and the Beetlejuice, had like the whole carnival thing, and...
Okay.
He hit the hammer down and then shot him through the ceiling. It's towards the end.
Yeah, I thought he shot Otho through the ceiling.
No, it was these 2. They kind of go out and they're watching him, and they're all excited, and they're standing. All of a sudden, this sort of hammer, like test your strength thing comes up behind the two of them, and the lights come on. He rolls his arms out, and the hammers inflate, and then boom, they shoot through the ceiling. It's one of my favorite scenes in any movies. They're brilliant.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just think they're going to totally just mess it up with the reboot.
Yeah, I don't even...
The old special effects just looks...
here it is. You have it on... you want to play it?
Well, yeah, because I think it's still Otho. And somebody actually just clipped the one scene.
Well, I feel real good about myself, you know what I mean? So, without further delay. Welcome to Winter River, Museum of Natural Green, a monument to the born businessman. Come on a little closer. Step right up, test.
Who would even play Beetlejuice? Why do you nail that?
No, you know what? That's a revamp of it. That's fucking weird. That's not even him. That's like a rock star doing it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well,
that's someone making a music video.
Yeah. Great. Anyway.
Anywho.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's those two people, though.
Okay. My number 7 is Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh.
Another Tim Burton movie.
That's going to be probably... Actually, you know what? I just fucking lied because that comes... That's in my top 5.
Yeah, that's a classic. Another movie with awesome soundtrack. The opening scene alone is worth it.
My only problem with Pee-wee's Big Adventure is the first 50 minutes are balls out phenomenal. And in the last 25 minutes, you're kind of like...
Almost every comedy movie, even to today, does that.
Well, I think the problem with the comedies of today is they basically... They dabble in funny at certain levels. I mean, it's basically whether it's going to be like the show we watch, Workaholics. Is it going to be comedy for intelligent thinking people who don't mind the word cunt said or, you know, making fun of pedophiles? Or is it going to be sort of 2.5 Men where they talk about sort of Viagra and the woman wears the pants? Do you know what I mean? So it's basically, okay, where are you going to go with it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. It's
I lost my point though.
I think your point was that comedies taper off, which I was going to say.
Yeah.
Hot Tub Time Machine did the same thing.
Yeah,
First
good.
half hour was very
Loved it.
funny, and then it just got really serious for the last half hour.
Well, I think what they have to do is the comedies of today, the ones that are in the latter part of what I was saying, basically at some point they say, okay, well, we can't just be funny, so they sort of say, we need a message. Family's important. You have to love your wife. You have to like your kids. They need some message to drill home.
That was my biggest problem
they put
with
the
Wedding
brakes
Crashers. If it was just them crashing weddings for an hour and a half,
right?
Best comedy.
I don't really care that you're in that family's important. It doesn't matter to me. Just make me laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyhow, so I guess it would be me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 7.
All right, number 7. All right, you know what? I'm going to still say this. This is the one I was talking about earlier that did not hold up at all. But it was my favorite comedy for a long time, and now it's just, I rewatched, but Better Off Dead. Mm-hmm. Love that movie, but I watched it recently, and I was like, what the fuck
You know what?
this?
I actually hadn't seen it until last year.
Really?
And did not like it.
No.
And I watched it with somebody who loved it in the 80s.
I know.
And he's like, I swear to God, this was so funny in the 80s.
So you went through that too?
They had, my friend was like that because I hadn't seen it. So
really?
he was like, oh, we got to see it. It's going to be so awesome. And then we're both watching it. I'm like, this is terrible. He's like, yeah, I don't know what happened. It was so
Same
funny.
thing. Like, I watched it with a group of people one night, and we were all so excited to watch it. Like, I haven't seen this in a while. I haven't seen it in a while. And we're all sort of sitting there waiting for the lines. Mm-hmm. We're like, I want my $2. That's not funny at all.
Yeah, yeah. It was...
Ricky. Oh, it's not funny now. Why is it not funny now?
They had that corny stuff, like the mom's cooking and like the food's alive and weird stuff.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
So, my number 6 is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
Oh,
yes. Well, do you know what it's about?
I think it's Steve Martin and Michael Caine. They have to... I think I saw like 10 minutes of it. at one point.
Yeah, basically they are they're con artists, and they're just trying to con this rich lady out of her money. They're both like the best con artists, and they have a competition, and so they're not only are they trying to con her, they're trying to like almost cock block each other. And
yeah, you know what? I have seen it.
It's very funny. The cons just get more and more, outrageous. And Steve Martin is one of my favorite comedic actors. Like
you know what? He's good. He's made some shit decisions, but
yeah, I mean,
it's like Father of the Bride. Years, but you know what? Though you can't even blame him. Really, I mean, it's if someone's going to throw $6 million at you, the guy's not a writer. He doesn't write the shit. He's like, all right. You can't really blame him. All right. I'm going to go with Monty Python, The Meaning of Life.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm not balls out like a lot of people are with Monty Python, but that was good.
I love Meaning of Life. Now I'm wondering actually if one of mine is...
Though I have to say, I did see on Broadway, because my aunt comes once a year, and she always wants to go see a Broadway show, so I go. And what was the Spamalot?
Yeah.
That was fucking excruciating.
Yeah.
Basically, you have a bunch of people. It's sort of like Better Off Dead, where you're sitting there, everyone's sort of excited to say a line, but you already know the line, so if you know a punchline, it has significantly less effect.
Yep, and then the whole crowd is like saying it along.
Right.
Yep.
Where are the knights who say knee? Like, how funny can that be?
Yeah,
I mean, it was sort of mildly entertaining the first time. Like, oh, that's irreverent. They said knee. Why would they say knee? Is it a pop culture generational thing? No. Like, either people just yelling, people in the audience, when they said, we are the knights that say knee, exploding into laughter.
Yeah.
You've heard that joke. I know you've heard it. It's not funny.
Yeah.
People do that in Broadway. Have you been to many Broadway shows?
Not many, and the ones I went to weren't like comedic ones, so it wasn't like people were waiting for a certain punchline. I've
been to probably, in the times I lived in New York, I've probably been to like 7.
Mm-hmm.
I average about one every year and a year plus.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing there's a theater crowd. There's a crowd of people who go to the theater and they just want to be entertained. So any attempt at humor on Broadway is laughed. Like if there's someone who'll say something, like movies, real life shows, it's not anywhere near as forgiving. Someone on a Broadway stage says something funny. There's a group of human beings who will just laugh because they, you know what? I paid $90. I'm going to be entertained. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's like a highbrow, lowbrow thing. Like, well, I enjoy and understand this. It's like Homer Simpson's famous line. Oh, jokes. I get jokes.
Yeah. I had actually messed up, and my number 5 was The Holy Grail, and then I realized that was from the 70s. But I like Meaning of Life just as much as Holy Grail, so I'm going to throw Meaning of Life in there. Meaning of Life is very underrated. That is a really, really funny movie, and people like that kind of like slipped under the radar.
Yeah, good.
All right, so you're number 5.
I did Meaning of Life.
No, that was your number 6. I had to put Meaning of Life as my number 5.
Oh, you did. All right.
Yeah.
Where's that mouse?
Right over there. Yeah.
All right. So now
if people don't know what's happening, I pulled up a list. You got to hit the forward button. I pulled up a list because Peter was unprepared.
I was mildly up. Yeah, I was sort of. I didn't know it was going to be a timed thing. I thought we were going to discuss it and then figure it out. Oh, that's good. All right. You know what? I might have to, as the show goes on, add an addendum. But you know what movie I really kind of liked?
Mm-hmm.
I just have to make sure what my top 3 or 4 are.
Mm-hmm.
I know my number 1 already. Driving Miss Daisy isn't a comedy. Although I found it to be fucking hilarious. But
it's like unintentional comedy.
Okay. I'm not going to say Fletch. Didn't like it. Sorry. Just One of the Guys. God, it's not funny, though, is it?
I don't know that movie at all.
Johnny Dangerously.
Don't know that one either.
Oh,
actually.
That's good. It's funny.
Okay.
It's Michael Keaton.
Oh, Michael Keaton's.
Yeah,
he had a good run too.
It's pretty good. He did have a good run.
He disappeared, like completely disappeared.
I don't know what he's been in.
The last thing I remember seeing him in was like Multiplicity.
Right, with
himself like 8 times.
Right, and Gina Davis, who's basically in any movie that sort of sucks, except Beetlejuice.
Yeah, except like one of the greatest movies ever. So I am going to go with my number 4 as Big. It's a classic. I don't know. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know how it holds up. But I just remember like multiple scenes from that being classic.
Oh, God, I just saw... All right, so am I on my number 4 now?
Yeah, you're on your number 4.
All right, we'll do honorable mention after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to...
My number 2 is Beetlejuice, so at one point you're going to have to do 2 in a row.
That's fine.
Giving you a heads up.
This isn't one of mine, but I have to give props to the movie Private Benjamin. Do you know that movie?
No, I don't know that.
Not a great movie. Goldie Hawn. Actually, Porky's is fun as shit, but that's not there either.
Mm-hmm.
Private Benjamin, Goldie Hawn joins the military. It's really not that funny, but at one point they're in the woods doing something, and she's lost, and she looks at someone. She goes, "What am I, Magellan?" And I actually use that line to this day. I heard it once, a billion years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Summer Rental.
Summer Rental. I don't know that one either.
John Candy.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. Very good.
Okay. So, I almost put Weekend at Bernie's in my top 10.
Yeah, not funny. The problem with all this shit is we need to rewatch all this because at the end of the day, I don't know how many laps any of this is going to get.
Yeah, Bryant Park had a free showing of Airplane. And so I went there, and Airplane stinks.
Yeah, I would imagine it.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
It was borderline terrible. So, yeah, not all these movies hold up.
Yeah, the scene going through my head right now, they're doing a staying alive thing, and someone's stabbed in the back, and then pointing at their back, and someone's dancing. It's just sort of...
Yeah. I want to give an honorable mention to The Burbs.
I will to Blues Brothers. It's not going to make it.
Okay, so my number 3 is UHF.
Good. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
Eddie Murphy is the royal prince of Zamunda.
Yeah, I actually have seen it pretty recently, and I mean the acting's terrible, and there's a lot of missed jokes, but there's still enough really funny parts that it's still pretty funny.
Okay, my number 3.
Yeah,
Christmas Story.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it'll hold up.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I've even seen that movie. I know what it is, and I miss it every year, and I don't know how, and I know people go nuts when I say I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, I think it would probably have that sort of Better Off Dead effect, where you're kind of like, you show up, you dress up like one of the characters, you're all excited, you get ready for a line, and then you're like, oh, yeah, no. That would be my guess.
All right. Well, my number 2 was Beetlejuice.
My number 2 would be... It's tough because I didn't prepare.
Had I prepared?
Hold on. I actually had it. Hold on. I know my number 1.
I think I can guess your number 1.
I don't know if... I guarantee you can't.
Oh, then your number 2 is Ferris Bueller.
It is not.
Okay. So I'm very glad neither of our top 10s had Ferris Bueller on it.
Yep. Nope. My number 1's a bit obscure.
Okay.
Let's see here. I just need a second to... Caddyshack.
Okay.
Is number 2.
I think that's another one that doesn't hold up.
I'm sure of it.
But
I remember, I think it was the first time I saw boobs in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was. It's not even funny as much as just fun. You want to watch it,
right?
Like even to this day, when I'm talking to my friend Sam, we'll end a sentence with "I am told," which you've seen the movie, you're a fan of it. And actually, it's even more funny because the comedy of the movie isn't the movie, but about 7 or 8 years ago, we're playing poker. It's like me and my friend Sam and 3 other guys were playing poker, and this fucking batshit dude, like, it's like the fun guy in the room, you know? He's a fun guy, you know? And we're playing poker, and this dude did not go 15 minutes without making a Caddyshack reference, and we're all sitting there ready to blow our fucking brains out. Like, we get it, funny movie, it's part of our past, but I think it actually gained momentum because of that. But I don't know. I remember seeing it really young, and this baby Ruth in the pool looks like a piece of poop. And
yeah.
It's a nostalgic thing. That's the tough part about this thing. It's more nostalgic than it is comedy.
Yeah.
If I were to watch Caddyshack right now, it would remind me of being a kid and basically sitting up watching on HBO and not supposed to see boobs and you know what I mean.
Yeah. My number 1 is
Curious.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That one definitely still.
You're a big Steve Martin fan.
Yeah, I like L.A. Story, My Blue Heaven. He had a lot of really good movies, but Planes, Trains, and Automobiles I think was the best Steve Martin and John Candy performance.
It was fucking good.
In the same movie.
It was actually. I haven't seen that again in a very long time, but John Candy's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
If I had, we can do after this is top 5 comedians.
He was like a much better version of Chris Farley because he can actually act.
Who's that?
Chris Farley was the fat guy in like Tommy
No,
Boy.
but who are you talking about? John Candy or
John
Steve
Candy.
Martin? Yeah, he was the more accomplished comedian.
Yeah,
Chris Farley could yell and get your attention, and had some comic timing.
He would like push his face fat up so his face kind of like sunk into it, and then he would yell.
I'm fat and self-deprecating. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Good. I mean, you got my attention because you yelled.
Yeah.
But
you're probably going to need to do something else with your career.
Yep, but unfortunately, he did die at like 17 or however old he was. But what did he die of? Drug overdose or something?
Yeah, I mean, he was a huge fat guy, and he did coke and drank like endlessly. So
yeah, I think Saturday Night Live started again this weekend. I have to tell you, the last year, balls out brilliant. I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in a decade.
Neither have I.
I have not watched it in a decade. But it goes right to Netflix right now. 2010 SNL, really good. Some really good players, good things. I mean, the 3 chicks who do the Kardashians, spot on, brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. The weird thing for that show for the last few years for me is
I haven't watched it in a decade. I mean, honestly,
I watch one episode a season, and it's always terrible, and then I turn it off. But I like the cast members, but then
they're all solid. Yeah,
I don't like the actual show, so it's very strange.
Well, it's not a good show, and I would rather blow the brains clear out the back of my head than sit through it with the commercials. But for whatever reason, Netflix gets them pretty instantly, and you can. The only way to watch it is to fast forward through shit. You go to a skit. I mean, I watch an SNL in 25 minutes.
Right, which
because
doesn't
if
say
a show
a lot,
sucks, you fast forward.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's a couple. I think like Vanessa Bayer is like a new girl on it she does Miley Cyrus, kills it.
So within the first 30 seconds if a skit's funny or not.
Right.
And it goes on for 7 minutes. So if it's not funny, you're sitting
need
there
a fast
for
forward
6.5 minutes. Yeah.
It's probably one of the best. All right. So anyhow, we'll get to because one of it involves the top 5 comedians. But my number 1 comedy of the 80s is Easy Money.
Okay. I've heard of it, but I don't remember what.
It's a Rodney Dangerfield film. I'm a big Rodney Dangerfield fan. It's some classic lines in it. I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm not sure if it would hold up or not, but had it on DVD. Good. I think it came out in like 84 or whatnot.
Okay.
Check it out. It's good.
Easy Money. Sounds good. So that was our top 10 of the 80s.
I'm sure I'm kind of forgetting shit, though.
Yeah, there's always ones that, in retrospect, maybe we'll get a couple emails with other people's top 10s. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com, or you can like us on Facebook now, and you can post on that wall. give us your top 10. Whenever we do like a top 5, you know, you could post in with your
these are
your stuff.
Specifically comedies here.
Yeah, that's
Howard the Duck, man. I even saw that movie was supposed to be the biggest flop of all time.
Yeah, it was not very good.
I didn't even see it.
I saw it when I was like 7, and it was way over my head because like it was kind of, I don't know. I think it was more of an adult type thing, so I didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Moving Violations. I remember that movie.
I don't know at all. So, do you want to tell your Trader Joe's story?
Oh, God, you know I don't. Hold on. Playing for keys. All right, I gotta stop looking at that. Porky's gets a honorable mention. Private School does too. And actually, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of the movie Hot Dog?
No, I don't think so.
All right, it's like an 80s comedy. And this is Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's number 1. How did that happen?
I don't know how that happens.
Wow. Omitted. I will say, the movie Hot Dog, again, was one of those. I used to hang out with my cousin, and we'd shoot down into the basement and watch HBO. Mm-hmm. Like I used to stay over there like once a week or whatnot. Growing up when I was like 10, and we used to shoot down to the basement and watch R-rated movies on HBO. Mm-hmm. And it was brilliant. It was the best thing of all time.
You ever wait when the movie's about to begin and it said, this movie contains...
Yeah.
And you had the checklist.
You're hoping for like adult content, you know...
Frontal nudity.
Yeah, well, what was it? Like nudity, graphic violence... You're not hoping for brief nudity. You want nudity.
Yeah.
You don't want a B and you want an N.
Brief nudity is like a male's butt.
Right. Brief nudity is not what you're going for.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
strong language, drug use. It was like a checklist of like what you want to see in a movie.
I'm a horror movie fan too, so I'm looking for the GV, which is the graphic violence.
Yeah, yeah.
But what was I saying?
You were saying about watching HBO and...
Oh, yeah. The thing is, those movies, too, they weren't afraid to be rated R and have boobs. There's no boobs in movies anymore.
In fact, a lot of movies did it purposely.
Right, because PG-13, there's more tweeners. That's where the money is.
Yep.
You get, like, you want a 14-year-old to go to your movie and make... It's sort of like Twilight. Make a 15-year-old badass. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, you know what's badass? Not that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching the movie Hot Dog when I was a kid, like, sneaking down in the basement, and there was this woman shows up, like, they check into the hotel, and she walks out from behind the desk. There's no reason for it. It's like, it would never work in today's day and age, but she's butt-fucking naked.
Mm-hmm.
She's completely naked. Like, it shows her vagina, her boobs. She, like, walks out, and you're like... What?
Yeah,
that
like
doesn't happen. There's no gratuitous nudity in movies anymore,
and there's no reason just to have it in there.
No, like clearly the clerk at this hotel didn't need to be completely naked.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, it's preposterous that she was. It's impossible to explain the fact that she was, but she was.
Yeah. No, that doesn't happen anymore. You're right. They actually cut those scenes out now.
There's no gratuitous nudity in films anymore at all. And that's what was fun about the 80s. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was just sort of no reason boobs. There's never no reason boobs anymore.
I think even an airplane, like, a girl ran, like, down the
right, and she
aisle
shook her
of
boobs.
airplane, like, topless, and there was absolutely no reason for it. It was just, let's just have boobs on the scene.
Right, and there was sort of like something with like Jello shaking and someone's boobs are shaking.
Something
right.
weird like that. Yeah.
There's always just sort of no reason nudity or boob references. That doesn't happen anymore. I don't know.
It's a crying shame.
Tis. All right, well, what were we talking about before I got distracted by that? But I think it's true. I think everyone's so afraid of being, I don't know, maybe it's women's lib. I don't know.
Yeah, I blame it all on Janet Jackson. As soon as her nipple showed up, that was the end of fun in every sort of media at all.
Done. I blame it on like movie rate. I mean, blame it on the MPAA.
Yeah, but I mean,
and the baby boomers. They had kids who were having kids too late, and now everyone's 14, so that's what's selling shit. That's why Justin Bieber's famous.
Yeah. I mean, they always had movie ratings. It was just people care about them now.
Yeah. The MPAA got, like, cunty recently, but anyhow.
Trader Joe's?
Oh, yeah. It's not really a great story, but have you ever been to Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
The one in Manhattan?
Yes, the one in Union Square in Manhattan. Basically, the line wraps around the entire store. So you just walk in and get online, and then you pick stuff off the shelves as you're waiting online. And by the time you get to the register, you've walked around the whole store.
Or if you go with someone, you kind of, the second you enter the store, someone gets in line.
Yeah, and then you just put
and then
shit
you
in
sort
their
of like,
bag,
all right, you go and get shit, and I'll go and get shit, and we'll switch off getting
It's really
in
not
line.
fun at all.
It's horrific.
A chore.
I
Yeah.
told Randy today, I told her I'm never going to Trader Joe's again.
Yeah.
Because I actually randomly woke up this morning because I watched Star Wars last night.
Awesome.
Drank a Belgian beer, fell asleep at 11. We're not done. We're not done, Star Wars. I fucking want to see that again.
To
But
be continued.
So I woke up at 6:30, which never really happens, and I'm kind of walking around. I'm like, all right, I'll go back to bed. And then it was 7:30, and I went, all right, fine. So I got up, and I was like, all right, I know Trader Joe's is a shit show, so I'll just go because it opens at 8, and I need to go grocery shopping. So I got there at 7:45.
Try and beat all the people there.
Right, but we've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've showed up at, we randomly both awake at 7:50 while your cat is fucking batshit.
My cat's like eating my lamp while
What
we're
is your
doing
cat
the show.
doing?
I don't know. She just likes to eat things that cost me money.
Good for you. So we got there before, and there's probably that, I don't know, this is kind of a New York thing. There's always the group of people who think about shit way too much and want to fuck the system and overthink shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of, so basically you show up at 7:50, and there's the 15 people there who scheduled that into their week. And, like, you know, goal number 63 is to get to, yeah, of course your cat needs to go there. It's the most improbable place to go.
So this is the part of the show where the cat steps on all the buttons of my mixer, and it takes me like 3 weeks to figure out which button she stepped on.
Right.
One of our mics is going to go off in about 10 seconds.
I think your cat, like, previously, like, tries to stick its head into, like, the VCR. Like, it's, what is the most improbable place I could be? That's immediately where your cat wants to be.
That's how she spends her
Right,
days.
why don't you jump into my rocks glass?
Yeah, exactly.
Put your head in my scotch.
This is how she spends her days. What are you doing? Okay. Anyway, we're going to get down now. So, okay, so they take out their iPhones, and they have it all set in their calendar.
They have it set in their way, and this is, I'm going to be there at 7:50 because that's the best thing to do, and that's when there's no crowds. So I just happened to wake up at 7:40. Well, not wake up, I was up earlier, but I happened to sort of think of it. I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk, and I'm going to end up at Trader Joe's.
You're in old man mode like I am. I do the same thing now. I pass out early on Fridays. I wake up.
Oh, yeah. Fridays are like, I can't even fucking imagine going on a Friday. Like,
no, that's done. That is just over.
Are you fucking kidding me? I just want to sit down, give me a scotch, and I want a scotch, and I don't want a human being. I want Randy and I, she could be in the room, I'm in the room.
Just don't talk
Friday night, just... I don't want to come in contact with anyone.
Yeah,
I want to sit down. I live in East Village, too, which is a shit show because everyone is 21 and peppy.
No, I'm in the same. I'm in the same thing, man. I get a drink, and I'll either watch something, play a video game, or read, or do a combination of the two of three. But I'm in bed early, and if I get invited to a party or something, I start to panic. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta stay out late, and I gotta worry about a hangover, and I'm tired from work, and how can I get out of this? It's bad. That's mid-30s for you folks.
It's
coming.
Oh. My problem too is I don't like people.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I mean,
I don't like, which actually is a great lead into my Trader Joe's story.
Okay.
So I like to think of myself as a
people hater.
That, yes, but additionally, I don't want to deal with other human beings, so I am respectful. I am sort of, okay, I walk down the street and I have sort of an idea of who everyone is and where they are and what they need to do so that they might not affect me. So I sort of like, okay, you seem stupid. You're walking right towards me.
And you're not going to veer at all.
You're not, you don't get it. So I'll move myself a step to the left. It'll help both of us. You don't know about it, but if you did, you thank me. But I don't expect it.
People are
Good for you.
oblivious of where everyone else is.
Right,
It's
which is,
amazing.
again, leading up to my Trader Joe's story. So, you know, again, people are just sort of in their own, bubble of stupidity. So, anyhow, you show up. I showed up because I've been to Trader Joe's a few times before, in peak of whatnot, and it's
peak bullshit time, I like to call it.
It's fucking awful. It's so terrible. So I showed up this morning, and obviously there was about 11 people there. So the crowd wasn't a problem, but there was a weird other thing that was a problem. You have these 12 people. I was one of them who are there at 7:45.
Okay.
I mean, I just happened to get up and went for a walk and ended up there at 7:45.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine that was the case here.
Right.
They got there
This is
at
premeditated.
7:45. The place opens at 8. There's nothing that can happen in that 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, why the fuck are you there at 7:45?
Yeah.
So I unleashed a little, not unleashed, but so I'm there and I'm like, all right, well, I wasn't even sure what time it opened, but I thought probably 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I get there at 7:40 and there's no one there. I'm like, all right, well, I'll go for a walk a bit, around, do whatnot. So then I come back at 7:55 and there's 11 people there. I actually have a picture on my iPhone. There's 11 people there. And I mean, talk about 11 people you don't want at your party.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they're all sort of standing there and sort of looking edgy, and they have a schedule, and 8:04 they need to be doing this, and they're
you know what also sucks? Working at Trader Joe's, and maybe you're a little hungover from the night before, and you get to work, and there's 11 people in line, and you don't even open
those fuckers again.
Yeah.
It's the same people that walk up to you and be like, I specifically requested whole wheat flour in a 4-pound bag. I called ahead 2 weeks ago, and it's not here. Who do I need to talk to? Okay. So basically what happens is there's a weird pecking order. I showed up. The guy goes up, opens the door, and there's 12 of us. So I'm like, all right, this isn't my gig. I'm just going to sort of stroll in as I stroll in. Mm-hmm. There's the one guy who was there first, and everyone sort of fucking dives like it's the last whatever. Mm-hmm. So I start to walk in.
Yeah, they all power walk in, right?
Right, they're all like, I was here. No, I was here third, so I'm gonna go in third.
Yeah,
exactly. What the fuck? It's not it's not like the Grateful Dead's last show. It's a fucking grocery store. What could possibly be that exciting?
Yeah, your tofu burgers will still be there.
So I'm like, all right, there's obviously the 7 or 8 balls out fucking psychos. They're gonna dart in. Good for you. So they go in, and after they're done, I'm like, okay, I guess I can comfortably go in now. So I start to walk in, and this fucking dude, who I guess wasn't paying attention for a second, and he starts to dart, and I'm kind of like, well, I don't know, don't attack me,
Yeah.
So I continue walking because I'm not going to back down. I mean, it's not really a thing.
Yeah.
So he kind of sidesteps me, runs in the outdoor, and gets in front of me.
Wow.
Because what are they going to run out of?
Holy cow.
So I actually walked by him and said, we're all going to get in.
Nice.
And it wasn't a great line, but it's all I had.
Yeah, did he say anything?
No, not at all. And actually, the comedy is, as I got to the store, I took a photo of the 11 people to email to Randy. I took a photo of 11 people, and he was the one person who's staring down the camera lens. He's good.
Yeah, I always just go, really? That was what you had to do? Really?
And the thing that fucking sucks about that place, too, is everybody's in your face. Nobody just chills. Everybody... It's kind of a lot of sort of mid-level, conscious, aware New Yorkers who have lived here their whole life, so they're used to just doing exactly what they want, and space isn't a concern for them, so they're going to get what they want, because that's what New Yorkers do. They get what they want. Mm-hmm. So, you know what? If you're standing there, they have no problem jumping right into your personal space, standing right in front of you, and like defiantly grabbing those peas as if it's something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? A, there's 15 peas here.
Yeah.
B, they're going to be there in a second. C, get the fuck away from me. Like, why do you need to be directly in my space?
Yeah, that's just like so...
It's the worst place in the world. I'd rather be a Holocaust survivor than go to Trader Joe's again.
And the sad thing is, it's not just Trader Joe's. I mean, Trader Joe's gets more of that because you got like the whole hipster type of I'm trendy because I'm eating
it's polished.
Food.
At Trader Joe's, it's unapologetically polished.
Yeah. The Trader Joe's and like Whole Foods are like the two places where you get the more snobbery editions of these. But I mean, you could go to like a CVS and get like the trashier version of that.
I'll take that. I'll take someone elbowing me in the face to get something. I'm fine with that. But don't pretend don't wear like a Video Killed the Radio Star T-shirt and then sort of jab me in the stomach to get your organic peas.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
You know, wear my black thick-rimmed glasses that are not even prescription glasses just because I want to look trendy with glasses on.
Right, and wear some sort of ironic T-shirt about, Scooby-Doo. Fuck off.
There was somebody on the subway who actually didn't even have glass lenses in his thick-rimmed black glasses.
Oh my God, that's awesome, really.
Yes. He just wanted to be awesome.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
He should just have like a shirt that says attention on it.
All right. He should just have a shirt with like all capital letters with 4 exclamation marks that say something.
Look at me.
Something.
Important things happening here and an arrow pointing up.
Wow, nothing even there. I think I've actually seen that before.
Yeah, people are doing it because like, I guess, I don't know who like the grand Pumbaa of awesome is, but somebody starts a trend.
Somebody is.
Somebody is. And then everyone has got to do that. And if you're not doing that, then you are not. I don't know. They don't want to. They don't want to be conformist, but they'll do the exact same thing as everyone else.
It's actually sort of interesting. I mean, Williamsburg is sort of the epicenter of that. Like, there's some fucker who is influencing all the Williamsburg folk.
Yep.
Like, who... And the thing is, at the end of the day, when they go to bed at night, somebody's got to be saying, really? Skinny, tight black jeans in summer?
Yeah.
Really? Like...
There's a whole checklist.
Really?
If people from out of town... There's this area of Brooklyn that is very... it's where all the younger people are moving to. But, like, when you go there, it seems like there's almost a checklist. It's like, all right, skinny jeans, check. Facial hair, check. And then you have an option for the headwear. You either have to have the unkempt hair that actually took you 2 hours to make it look unkempt, or you have to have a unique hat. And then
the unique hat is big.
The unique hat is very big. I don't know where they find these hats.
Yeah, the coffee house. There's a coffee house, Think Coffee, on Bowery and 2nd, where they all have the fucking... They have to have because they have to wear a hat. This is coffee house.
Yep.
And they all have sort of the hat.
Yeah.
Like, and it's interesting. They all sort of try to outdo each other with the hat.
My hat's even rarer to find. I dare you to find my hat.
Right.
It's very unique.
Actually, one of the girls who was 21 was wearing like a World War II soldier helmet. I shit you not.
I just want to punch those people. It's like, I get it. You're so different. You don't conform to anybody.
I think that when you come across someone in your day-to-day life, like someone who works at the cash register at McDonald's or somebody that you have to come across in your day-to-day life, I think it's a problem if the way that they're dressed, that combines with the way that they look at you, and in their eyes you can see, notice me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I don't need to notice you because all I need is a cup of coffee.
Or they're just looking at you like, you don't even have an ironic T-shirt on.
I don't think that they do that, though. I think that they just need the recognition from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the best thing that you could possibly do is say, oh my God, that's such a cool hat. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Like, they look at me like I'm wearing, khaki shorts and flip-flops and a polo shirt. I get it. I'm square. But if... Actually, what they want to do is they want to date me and bring me out of my shell, kind of like the Pretty Woman. Like, like how she dated that guy and was like, oh, you're a square. You wear a suit and a tie, but I'm cool and fun. I'll make you hip.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they want to do. They're like... Actually, the next time I go into the coffee shop, I'm going to experiment with that. I'm so unsatisfied with my life. I'm so boring and square. I don't think outside the box at all. I wish I knew someone kind of cool. Someone who is comfortable wearing a safari hat to show me how to be fun.
No, you know what?
I dated someone like that once, actually.
Oh, yeah? One day you should actually just go in the full outfit and just see if anybody comments on it. Wear the skinny jeans and thick black rimmed glasses, the ironic t-shirt. Wear like a beekeeper's hat.
A beekeeper's hat. I would have dressed just a full-on like snowmobile outfit.
Yeah.
In the middle of winter, it's 107 degrees, like a snowmobile helmet, snowsuit, or maybe dress like a balls-out Nazi, like just full-on like World War II.
But one item has to be different to make it like trendy.
Right. It can't just be
full Nazi regalia, but under the jacket is like a Ninja Turtles t-shirt,
or sort of like a peace flower, like a
yeah,
like a daisy in the pocket.
So ironic, dude.
So ironic.
I think that's actually a funny idea. Just go like incognito, walk around Williamsburg like that, see how many friends you make.
I've actually been to Williamsburg because I do a lot of biking. I've been actually doing a 75-mile bike tour at the end of the month, so I've been biking into Williamsburg. You know what? I kind of like the area. It's fucked by these style hogs who are just really, who just kind of like taking the space. But you know what? What I like about it is I live in East Village and it's cool, it's fine, it's fun, but we don't go out ever. Like I don't go out on a Friday night. I don't want to deal with 600,000 people in a bar. I want like a local area. Actually, I've been lately thinking about Astoria too.
Oh, dude! If it wasn't a Sunday, I would take you out.
I can't even. I have to run it by the missus. But I mean, I want the East Village is wasted.
Yeah,
completely wasted on me.
Yeah. Why did the hipster burn his mouth?
Why?
Because he ate the pizza before it was cool.
No.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like the. Yeah, I just was in the mood to laugh at that point, but yeah, good. It's as honest as I can be.
Like an hour later, you're like, that was pretty fucking funny.
It's spot on.
Yeah,
spot on. I actually like this area. I don't know.
Well, I think we're going to wrap up this episode. It has been fun having you on the show again.
Yes, good.
So maybe we'll do it again in less than 6 months.
Yeah, next month. I'm here now. Summer's over. All good.
Sounds good. So yeah, BrinkOfSanityShow.com. We have iPhone and Android apps because we are that awesome. And you can leave a voicemail 631-676-1181. So thank you all for listening, and we will be back with our 100th anniversary of our first episode with episode 151. So I want to make every episode from now on a milestone. So I'm going to have to think.
150. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we've been around a while. I'm very stubborn. I mean, nobody listens, but I just keep making shows anyway. So
I want to throw something against something. I don't know.
All right.
Well, ornery.
Yeah, you're ornery? Uh-oh. Well, Peter's going to go break some shit. And I'll
an hour of the show.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll be back soon.
Bye. Actually,
Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. This is the end.